fuck the damn preacher. If I had my way, all the motherfuckers be dead. Because they have lied to our people. Well, I'm going to change that. Some of them don't know no fucking better. But they sold our fucking people out. And they even, you know this is the biggest hypocrite. You wrong saying kill them. Fuck it. They preach the Bible say that for whom much is given, much is given. For whom much is given, much is required. And all through the book, it talk about the damn hypocrite and Judas and how that motherfucker's supposed to be taken out. So shit. That's the one right there is that goddamn preacher. I don't like none of them. Especially the ones that know. Now, if you're an ignorant man, that's cool. That's different. But a nigga that knows and chooses to lie, that's worse than a nigga out here selling crack. Because he knows. Most people don't. You can say, well, a lot of brothers and shit, they don't know. So they said, you know, an ignorant person, you see what I'm saying, he can't be chastised. But when a person knows, fuck him. You see. Fuck the damn preacher. If I had my way, all the motherfuckers be dead.
Pleckler allegedly hated black people. So why is he standing right behind and right next to Marcus Garvey? Did you know in certain circles, Marcus Garvey was referred to as the Marquis of Salisbury? Look it up. What is the Salisbury steak? It's not a steak at all. It's a bunch of substitute meats lumped together to make the appearance of an actual full steak. So now he done convinced all the original Mohawkins who had their castles, all the original Moors, American Indians, we already got our land, we won the Civil War, we ran the white people out, right? So then there's a coup d'etat in 1871, and then they set up the KKK to reinforce this doctrine that we're Negroes, blacks, colors, and because all of these white people have been thoroughly programmed through the Wild Wild West shows, right, and all of the other bullshit that they done been through, they think they justified to come over here and kill us and do the shit they don't.
Like that.
It's a step back in time. Aztalan State Park in Jefferson County, roughly between Johnson Creek and Lake Mills. The location is a National Historic Landmark and contains one of Wisconsin's most important archaeological sites, featuring a village in existence between AD 1000 and 1300. Archaeologist and author Bob Birmingham is my personal guide on this trip.
The area is preserved. You know, we still have woods and grasslands and so on. As you can see today, it's quiet. So if you want a delightful afternoon of reflecting on ancient history, this is a great place to do it.
For a long time, the belief was this was an Aztecan society from Central America, hence the name Aztalan. But then it was determined the settlers originated from a place not so far away.
It takes you back 1,000 years to an era that is really less known. So the first city in what is now the United States was not St. Augustine or Boston or Philadelphia. It was established 1,000 years before that. And the city of Cahokia had tens of thousands of people, and they built huge earthen monuments, and they started a civilization, a society that expanded. And one place that it expanded to was southern Wisconsin when they built this town.
Birmingham tells me these indigenous people who eventually settled here built large, flat-top pyramidal mounds. 3 of them remain on this 19-acre site.
The mounds were built to support important people and important building, and to take these buildings and the people up to the principal deity, the sun, because they were the sun people.
It is hard to believe how the largest ancient structures in North America could ever have been misinterpreted as geological forms, even though hundreds of years of weather and vegetation had obscured them. We now know that Western Illinois was once home to America's largest prehistoric population at a site we call Cahokia. And yet this ancient monument was just barely saved from being plowed under.
It was in the 1920s that Warren K. Moorhead, an archaeologist, came here to help the effort for the state to acquire this property. He did this by excavating in the mounds, some places between the mounds to find objects, pottery, worked shell, flint work that would demonstrate that these mounds were not only lived upon by Indians, but they were built by Indians, and that these were man-made, these were artificial. In the case of Monk's Mound, it was almost a magic mountain.
Monk's Mound is the largest prehistoric earthwork in the entire Western Hemisphere. Its base covers over 14 acres. It stands 100 feet high and has several terraces. Excavations have revealed that there was a huge building at the top. This construction was over 104 feet long and about 48 feet wide. A room at the top where the paramount ruler would have lived and governed his community, as well as being the setting for ritual and ceremonial activities.
We estimate that there's at least 22 million cubic feet of earth in Monk's Mound. And someone has figured out this would be over 14.5 million basket loads of dirt that were probably carried on the Indians' backs, load after load. So a tremendous expenditure of human labor, time, and material to construct this mound. But it wasn't all done at once. It was done in a series of stages. And from excavations and corings we've done through the mound, we can identify many building stages. So perhaps as a leader would die, they'd burn down or tear down the old building on top, add more dirt, put up a new building for the new leader. So the mound gradually increased in size.
Monk's Mound stood at the center of what is often referred to as America's first great city. Archaeological data indicates that the site came into existence around 800 AD and flourished for around 500 years. Monk's Mound was one of the first examples of what has become known as the Mississippian culture. Large temple mounds are the primary feature that defines a Mississippian site, and these can be found throughout the Mississippi River Valley. Early theories about their construction claimed the mounds could only have been built with slave labor. That was certainly the prevalent view when race theories abounded. At that time, the mounds were often compared to Egypt's pyramids, but today, these theories have been rejected.
I am on the government's website, ladies and gentlemen. I ain't making this up. What does it say right here? Okay, let me stop sharing the screen, and I'm gonna share this screen now. Watch this. Oh my God, watch this, hold on. Let me show you now. This is on the Congress website, sir. The Congress website. Can you see this? Number 57, okay? What does it say right here? What does that say, sir? Number 57. That says the Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians. Do you know what that means? That means American Indians that was not living on a reservation. American Indians that was just walking around in regular population with jeans and cowboy boots and t-shirts and Nikes on. It says the Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians as what? Negro. Do you understand that? That is plain and clear. A child can understand that. My 7-year-old understands that. They got reclassified as something else. Negro. If you was not living on a reservation, that's what you got classed as. Then when you go down to 60, number 60, what does it say? The Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau insisted that certain Indian draftees be inducted into Negro units. You see that? So certain American Indians that had a certain type of phenotype, they made them go into the Negro units in the military. They forced them to identify as an African. So now when you go do your genealogy and you look at these military records and you see African, those are American Indians that was reclassified as. That never happened to nobody else because there were no Africans here to be classified as African. Those were American Indians that was in that military being classified as African.
because we talk. That's what we did to them.
Yep.
We controlled the courts. We controlled the vote. They running our game. They running our game on us, man.
Real talk. In real time.
Yeah.
In real time. People don't realize that. I'm glad it's out here tonight. It came out tonight. Shout out to Amos.
That's what you talking about?
Jay, Lee Cummins.
What you got? What you got? Yeah, that's it right there.
All right.
Now this is 1910. This is 1910.
All right, I got you. All right, so hold on, y'all. I say Negro race has billions in U.S. Return of colored people to dark continent is impossible owing to material progress made by them, it is announced. So it's in Kansas City, Missouri, disfranchise the Negro and send him back to Africa? Absurd, impossible. More than $1 billion worth of United States real estate, which he owns in his own name in the United States.
Hold on for a second.
Go ahead.
In whose name?
In his own name.
Okay, all right.
In the United States is not easily to be taken from him. Besides, the Negro is not an African. He is an American. African is a misnomer. Go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
That's all I need to hear, huh? Hold on. I'm gonna put this in the chat. Yeah. For my boy Robert. Maybe he can read. Ain't listen. But hopefully he can read
and comprehend it today here. I mean, yeah. Matter of fact, we've always been reading and comprehending. Remember you said we couldn't read and write? All that? You only read out the Bible because the white man told you. Come on now.
Hey, look, all right now.
Man, get in here. I'm telling secrets today. But TikTok, all this is just all lies. None of this is not true. TikTok, this is all lies. It's not true. But I'm trying to get some donations today, man. Now, I know you're wondering, who is this lady in the background? She was one of many that went to the UN and won a court case. What court case do you ask? Now, if you go right here, you can go right here, government website, or you can go right here, and you can download the court case. But her and hundreds of indigenous peoples won that case and said we are the mound builders. Do I gotta say that again? Or do I gotta show you? But not only that, listen very carefully. Do you know Dr. Martin Luther King? Civil Rights Act 1964 have the same court case as right here that clarifies that we are the ancient mound builders and we own 1 million mounds. Now, let's put that in perspective. America from one end to the other is approximately 2,400 and some miles. Up, left to right. That means that we own half of Africa. We own half of the Netherlands, Spain, Portugal. That's 1 million miles. We own Jamaica. We are the rightful heirs of half of the earth. And let me show you. And this is what you see. Above my head, the United States does not own the land of the ancient mound builders. What? So they know who he is, right? And it's 1 million miles, square miles. But you go down here, Congress signed off on it. Let me walk the way, right? Code title 11, chapter 15 sub, right? But they call us the 5 civilized tribes, but they tried something sneaky. They actually had the YT peoples pretend to be the 5 civilized tribes, but they say we. And let me show you that the 1964 Civil Rights Bill is connected to this. Let's mosey on down right here. 1964 Civil Rights Bill. Now you know when Dr. Martin Luther King said, I led my peoples into a burning house. That was the secret behind I led my peoples into a burning house. And the funeral happened after that. When he said he realized that he sold the birthright to his peoples, I led my peoples into a burning house. It gets deeper. It gets deep. But it's just one little secret because I need donations.
That's who started the Democratic Party.
Exactly. So the Negro rule was ended by the Democratic political platform dealing with the KKK. Anyway, what's the prostate state? Because, you know, like I said, we're gonna go into that, but we're gonna show all this right here. Now you think we playing?
I'm sorry about, but I want them to see this also, Mac. This look. This
that's tied to what people be floating around. I've seen this picture here.
This is the Constitution of the state of Louisiana. Look at the member. They call it, what is it called? It's called the extract from the reconstructed Constitution of the state of Louisiana. I don't see an white face in there.
That part.
Why would we
right after slavery?
Right after slavery. How? No. Come on.
Right after a proclamation of emancipation, boy, they took off, huh?
So you mean to tell me that white folk, according to the slave narrative, they beat you, they whip you, they rape your sons and your daughters. You think that now black folk can put you in power after they did all that to you, and all of a sudden now they can vote you into power? This means the Negroes already ruling. We voted these people in. Not white folk. We voted them in.
Amos, I'm saying the same thing to you, bro. I want people to hear this like I'm saying it, bro. Y'all gotta look at the time periods. If you said 1812, you know, from 1812, you know, technically, going into 1816, they say the Gullah Wars, or they could say the Estalusti, or you could say the Black Seminole or Seminole Wars. I mean, take off, right? And at this time frame, that is covering, if you're going to count how some people will call the Gullah, which is going to be in the Carolinas, right? Where you just broke down Negro rule in this time period between, 1816 going into this. That Negro war that homeboy, the president, was talking about. This is the Negro war we're going through right now. You know what I'm talking about? When he said that. Like, so right after that war, you give these people Negro rule?
Wow. And it's gonna be shocking when our people find out that the vast majority of your founding fathers, president, does not look like the images that they give us on these, when you Google their names, and you see these pictures of these rosy-cheeked white men with the white powder wig. If you actually go and do the research and type in the description of some of these individuals, you'll find out that Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, Abraham Lincoln, and so on and so on. These were melanated people, man. I got proof. Matter of fact, I got proof of that. Thomas Jefferson was a Negro. He was just.
The time has come. The moment of truth is here. The question is, are you ready? Are you prepared? Do you have the strength? Everybody wants to win, but they don't understand what it means to sacrifice to win it all. Everybody wants to be a champion, but are you prepared to work hard enough to become the champion that you believe you can be?